Hi, Mark Donegan here, host of the Marketing Execution Podcast. Investors expect AI to cut GTM costs, but new data shows early pilots raise operating spend 40%. In this episode, I explain why fast AI rollouts stall revenue in B2B tech. To provide context, I built GTM teams and demand programs for enterprise SaaS firms. Now, here's the conversation Tim and I recorded, so listen for practical fixes.
Tune in, listen up, it's marketing time. Bright ideas sparking, growing your mind. From strategies to big exec dreams, catch the buzz and join the execution. Marketing convo.
Welcome to the Marketing Execution Podcast. This is the show for tech founders and leaders building B2B products and technologies. We show you how to go further, faster to get the business results you need.
From strategies to big exec dreams, catch the buzz and join the execution. Marketing convo.
Mark, I feel like I'm hitting a wall. I've been fighting with ChatGPT for the last hour. The outputs are fine, they're competent, but they sound soulless. I mean, it's like they're written by a very polite robot. I want it to sound like a founder with actual skin in the game. So what is this? Am I just bad at prompting, or is there a ceiling we're all hitting?
I don't think it's a ceiling, but maybe you're treating the AI like a magic 8-ball. I was reading this breakdown of the AI agent blueprint recently. It's from the guys over at Ship 30 for 30, Dickie Bush and Nicholas Cole. And they nailed something that 99% of founders miss.
What's that?
That the magic isn't in the request, it's in the constraint, right? Now, when you open a chat, you're basically grabbing a random intern off the street, handing them a megaphone and saying, go be funny, or write a marketing email. And then you're surprised when they sound generic. The blueprint approach is totally different. You don't just ask for copy, you effectively upload your entire brain first. Step 1 isn't writing a prompt, it's building the identity layer. You have to tell the bot you are not an AI assistant, you are Tim. You have Tim's tone, you have Tim's history, and you are writing for Tim's specific business.
So it's role-playing, but deep role-playing.
Exactly, and it can go deeper. You know how founders have all those Google Drives full of brand guidelines, origin stories, and unique selling propositions?
Yeah, we pay consultants thousands of dollars for those documents.
Those blueprints are your gold mine. You upload all of that into the AI's knowledge documents. You're giving the AI access to your long-term memory. So now when you ask it to write an email, it is not guessing what your product does. It is cross-referencing your brand snapshot. It knows your target audience's pain points because you literally gave it the file.
I guess I can stop AI from hallucinating context too, right?
Yes, because now it's retrieving it. Precision is the game here. But here's the part that really blew my mind. It's what they call the interactive approach. Usually, we expect the AI to just give us the answer immediately, right?
Right. I type a prompt, I want the text.
This blueprint flips it. It instructs the bot that if a request is vague, it is not allowed to write the content yet. Instead, it has to ask you clarifying questions first.
So the bot, it becomes an interviewer?
It acts like a senior consultant. It stops you and asks questions to narrow the scope. And the best part, the instructions tell the bot to give you multiple choice questions. So it says, hey, Tim, do you want this email to be 1, aggressive sale, 2, educational soft sell, or 3, a personal story? You just type 3 and hit enter.
I can see how that can remove a lot of friction. Because I don't have to explain what I want, I can just choose from the menu it serves me.
It's brilliant workflow design. You're forcing the AI to align with your intent before it wastes tokens generating garbage. That's what we talk about all the time on the Marketing Execution Podcast. Systems, not just tools. This is a system for scaling your own personality.
That's helpful because sometimes I don't even know what tone I want until I see the option.
Precisely. But we have only talked about text. The blueprint actually goes into a direction that I think is wildly underutilized by tech founders: visual world building.
What, like generating stock photos? Because those usually look terrifying. Everyone has 6 fingers.
I'm talking about brand immersion. The blueprint suggests asking the AI to imagine your brand as a planetary world. Like if someone landed on Planet Tim Startup, what does the architecture look like? What is the weather? What is the energy? Is it a sleek, chrome cyberpunk city or is it a cozy cabin in the woods?
I mean, it sounds cool, but is it useful? Or are we just having fun?
It's incredibly useful for designers. Imagine sending a designer a brief that says, make it pop. That's a graphic designer's nightmare. It's useless. But now imagine sending them a vivid image of your brand planet with the exact colors, textures, and mood of your company. You're visualizing the intangible vibe of your brand in a way words never could.
So the AI creates the mood board. It really moves the AI from being a copywriter to being a creative director?
That's the shift. You're directing the assets based on that deep knowledge base we talked about earlier.
Okay, but the heavy lifting feels like it's all in that setup phase, though. You really have to commit to building the knowledge base.
There is no shortcut. If you want the output to sound like you, the input has to be you. You have to feed the machine.
Okay, that's a massive perspective shift. But let's pivot for a second and talk about how a startup founder can actually use this information when they're starting from ground zero.
Oh man, that is honestly the best possible position to be in.
Really, I would think having zero brand identity makes this impossible.
Normally, yes, but the way Cole and Bush structured this blueprint, it actually solves the ground zero problem. Think about the third piece we just mentioned, the interactive component.
The part where the AI asks you questions instead of just writing.
Exactly. See, most founders who are just starting out get stuck because they think they need a 50-page brand Bible before they write a single tweet. They freeze up. But now you can explicitly tell the AI to ask multiple choice questions if the request is vague. So if a founder says, I want to talk about productivity, the AI doesn't just vomit out a generic article.
It stops and asks for direction.
It acts like a senior editor. It might ask, do you want this to be option 1, a step-by-step guide? Option 2, a contrarian rant? Or option 3, a personal story? You are forcing the founder to make a choice and to have an opinion. And that is how you build an identity. You build it by choosing what you are not.
So the AI is like, mirror. It reflects options back to you until you recognize yourself in one of them.
That is the aha moment. You're not using the tool to generate text, you're using it to generate clarity. And once you pick option 2, the AI remembers that. It adds it to that knowledge base we talked about.
So over time, it learns that Tim likes contrarian rants and stops offering the other stuff.
Precisely. And it goes deeper than just text. I know we're an audio show, but I have to talk about the visual prompts in this blueprint because they're wild.
We touched on the brand planet idea earlier.
Yeah, that's one point, but the killer part of the blueprint is the before and after visualization. So the prompt tells the AI to create an image of the customer in their predicament before they find you. It asks you to visualize the pain, the frustration, whatever it is. You get to look at it. You literally look at the pain. And then you generate the after image. The customer has used your product. What does this scene look like now?
You see the transformation.
Exactly. When a founder sees those two images side by side, the marketing copy writes itself. You just describe the journey from picture A to picture B.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. You're basically prototyping the emotional arc of the company before you even launch.
You're compressing years of brand discovery into an afternoon session with a bot.
That's cool. It moves this away from write me a blog post into help me understand who we serve.
And that is why the specific blueprint from Cole and Bush is effective. It treats the AI as a creative partner that needs context, not a vending machine where you just push a button.
Okay, but we're only talking about this at a high level. It all sounds great conceptually. What about execution? What type of commands do you need to actually set this up?
That's a whole different ballgame entirely. The gap between knowing you should do this and actually using the right prompt is massive.
So let's bridge that gap. I want to get tactical. I want to walk through the literal steps of setting this up, exactly how you structure the prompt and how you feed it that knowledge base.
Execution is everything. Let's get into how people can actually use this stuff.
That's what I've been waiting for. What's the step by step?
Okay, so first thing, You gotta build your knowledge base. And I mean really build it, not just the few bullet points about your company.
What goes into that knowledge base exactly?
Everything. Your brand story, your customer pain points, your unique way of solving problems, the words your customers actually use when they talk about their struggles. This is huge. Most founders describe their product in founder speak, but your AI agent needs to sound like how your customer thinks.
So that means mining customer language.
Exactly. Pull quotes from support tickets, grab phrases from sales calls, look at reviews of competitors. You want that raw, unfiltered voice.
Okay, so that's step one. Build the knowledge base with real customer language.
Right. Step 2 is defining your role prompt. This is where you tell the AI who it is. Think about Notion. Their AI assistant doesn't sound like a generic chatbot. It sounds like a helpful coworker who knows their product inside and out.
So you're basically giving the AI a personality.
A personality and the job description. You write something like, "You are a world-class marketing assistant for this brand. You understand our customer deeply. You write in our voice, which is casual, confident, and direct."
It's like onboarding a new team member.
That's exactly what it is. Step 3 is creating your task library. So instead of asking your AI agent random things every time, you build a menu of specific tasks it can do. Write a LinkedIn post, draft a cold email, create a landing page headline. Each task has its own mini prompt built in.
I like that. So you're not starting from scratch every single time.
This is exactly where I see founders waste so much time. They treat AI like a magic genie. Just ask it anything and hope for the best. But the pros, they build systems.
Can you give us an example of what this looks like in practice?
Look at how Jasper built their whole business. They didn't just make a general writing tool. They created templates for specific use cases. Facebook ad copy, product descriptions, email sequences. Each template was trained on what actually works.
Founders get to think in templates, not just prompts.
Right. And here's a quick win anyone can do today. Take your best performing piece of content. Could be an email newsletter that got great replies, a social post that went viral. Feed that into your AI and say, "Analyze why this works and help me create more like it."
You're teaching it your own success patterns.
Right. The AI learns what your winning formula looks like, not some generic best practice from a marketing blog.
Doesn't this remind you of how Loom built their content engine? They had a specific voice and they trained everything around it.
Perfect example. And they were a small team competing against huge players, but their content felt consistent and human because they had a system.
Okay, so we've got 3 steps. Build the knowledge base with real customer language. Define the role prompt with personality and job description. Create a task library so you're not reinventing the wheel.
And you've got to test and refine constantly. Your first version will be rough. That's fine. Run it through 10 different tasks. See where it sounds off. Tweak the instructions. Add more context where it's missing. Think of it like training a junior marketer. You don't expect perfection on day 1. You give feedback. You show examples.
Okay, this has been incredibly practical. Before we wrap up, can you pull everything together? What's the big picture summary of what we covered today?
It comes down to 3 operational pillars. First, you build a knowledge base. That is your brand's brain. You have to feed it your stories, your customers' raw language, and your specific worldview. If you don't do that, you just get generic noise.
Right, garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. Second, you define the persona. You give the AI a role. It needs a soul and a specific job description, so it sounds like you, not a robot. And third, you build the task library. You turn your recurring work into reusable templates.
So you never start from zero again.
That's right. And that applies to everything. Your writing, your visual identity, even your sales funnel. You are creating a consistent world that your customer steps into. That is how you execute at scale.
Mark, that is a complete system. But let's strip it all back. If our listener walks away with just one distinct mindset shift, what should it be?
You're not a freelancer in your own business. You need to become the architect. This system is not just about saving an hour a day. It is about cloning your best thinking so it scales without you. You're building the machine that does the work while also honing in on what makes your business strong. The Marketing Execution Podcast is produced by Growth Stage Marketing. We are on a mission to see your company reach wild success using marketing pods.
Too big accept dreams. Catch the buzz and join the execution. Marketing Convo.
Thank you for listening and being a part of the marketing execution movement and community. To learn how growth stage marketing clients reach more buyers and drive business impact, go to growthstage.marketing. That's growthstage.marketing.